morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Ian, the Off-Kilter Crafter, and it is yet again another Sunday as I approach the end of my time here in Texas. We are getting short on time. You see boxes behind me, you see bare walls, you see all kinds of things because it's getting close to that time. It is getting very close. So I've been doing a lot of packing this weekend. Yesterday was spent doing a lot of packing. And before I jumped on live stream today, I was packing some more, so it keeps more and more packing every single day. Irish Sail Lady is here, good to see you. Catherine is here, Deborah, Lynn, El Robbie, Donna Bogart, Randy's here, Cindy, Pat, Dawn, Louise, let's see, Miss Brown is here, Linda, Judy, Shelly, Karen, Catherine. I already said Catherine earlier. Good to see all of you. And again, thank you so much to Catherine, Randy, Louise, Miss Brown, Shelly. Thank you guys so much for being channel members. And if you're not a channel member, a free way to support me here on YouTube is by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. All of those are free ways to help me grow here and keep me active in the algorithm so that it'll share my videos with other people and they can see my videos and all that kind of stuff. But I do appreciate your support. No matter which way you are supporting me, I do appreciate it as always. But Anna Joe is here. Hey, Alice is here. Good to see you. Kathy's here. Hello from Illinois. Let's see here. Pat said, hey everyone, I'll be watching from my TV, so I won't be able to chat, but I'm working on a quilt for my middle granddaughter. Have to sew 256 half square triangles for the quilt. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Pat, I hope you have a wonderful day and you get all 256 of those half square triangles done today. Goodness gracious. Hello, Jan. I know you meant Ian. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Those keys, I tell you, sometimes I'm typing and my fingers go all over the place. And autocorrect. Autocorrect doesn't do so well for me. I picked up, so I've got to show you all this. I picked up a new keyboard and I absolutely love it. I found it on the TikTok shop. I know. But I found it on the TikTok shop and it was on sale and I absolutely love it. I'm actually reaching out to their brand. I love it so much that I would love to work with them and like be an affiliate and all that kind of stuff. But I love this keyboard and and like the rainbowness. Look at that. Look at that. It is so awesome. It's so bright too. So it's a 75% keyboard, which I've never done before, but I'm looking to see if I can become an affiliate with them because I absolutely love this keyboard. And y'all know that I only talk about products that I use or love or whatever. So let me see if I can become affiliate with them because this keyboard is super awesome. And I got to show y'all, listen to how awesome it is. Isn't that great? Oh, I love it. It sounds so good. Anyways, I'll stop talking about that, but be on the lookout for maybe if I can get an affiliate with them. That would be pretty awesome. So, anywho, I don't know how long today's live is going to go. We have started off a jelly roll kind of thing. That's what we worked on last time. What is a 75% keyboard? So it omits like your number pad and basically reduces the size. The keys are the same size, but it omits some of the keys. It takes them off. If you notice, like the arrow keys are right next to the rest of the keyboard instead of separating them out and stuff like that. So it basically kind of compresses it into a smaller footprint and makes it a little smaller. Keys are still the same size. It's just the overall layout. Right, exactly. It kind of does sound like popcorn. It has a very, the kids call it thocky. It has a very thocky sound to it. It sounds very good, and I love it. They also describe it as creamy, like creamy, thocky, marbly. That's kind of the sound, and I absolutely love it. So I actually have a mechanical keyboard for my work computer, and now I'm using this one on my laptop, so I love it. I love it. Mama J says, howdy, 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 everyone. Howdy you. Let's see. Joan is here, and she says, hi, Ian and everyone in the chat from Central Illinois. Beautiful day here, 65, no wind. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is beautiful out today. It is much cooler today, which I love. Fall is definitely in the air, and I really love that. So, and we're not having the 100-degree temperatures at the moment. It may still go back up to 100 before it's all said and done with, but we'll have to wait and see. It kind of does sound like an old keyboard. You're right. That is actually very similar to the keyboards that I used when my mom and dad had their very, 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 very old Mac computer. So, did anybody go to the... oh, my mind's blanking. Why can I not think of... Wisconsin? Is it the Wisconsin quilt show? Did anybody go to that one? Oh, Banana Joe says it's raining where she is today. But yeah, did anybody go to the Wisconsin quilt show going on this week? I've also heard a rumor. I can't confirm this, but I'm starting to hear it several times that in 2026, so not next year, but the year after, 2026, the Dallas Quilt Show is going to convert from the Dallas Quilt Show into the AQS Dallas Quilt Week. So kind of like Paducah is a week. I've heard a rumor that in 2026, Dallas is going to get their own quilt week. Where that ends up happening, if that ends up happening, and also like what time of year that ends up happening, I don't have any details on that, but I've heard that Dallas is going to try and become an AQS quilt week. So that would be really cool. I would love that. I would try to come back for that. And I'm excited to see if that comes to fruition. The Dallas Quilt Show will be happening next year in, what is that, February or March is usually when that show is. There was question as to whether or not the Dallas Quilt Show was going to be taking place, but it is going to be taking place, and they will be having that show. And then 2026, they're looking to move it into that AQS week. So, fun times. Ew, Laura says, hi everyone, watching from Arizona where it's supposed to be 107 today. I'm tired of the heat and can't wait for sweater weather. Absolutely, Laura. I do not blame you at all. At all. It is time. It's time for the cool weather. Lindsay says, loving the cool weather, but not the sickness that comes with it. Kiddo wound up in the emergency room last night, already sick. I'm so sorry, Lindsay. I hope that your kiddo feels better soon. So. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and keep going on. This is kind of like a jelly roll where I'm just sewing it like you would a regular jelly roll. It wasn't quite, I made my own jelly roll if you'll remember from last week. And if you are interested in this material, Josh from Lifts and Stitches, I think that's his name, on YouTube, he actually found this exact fabric bundle. I didn't think it was still available, but it is. It is available through Michaels. So if you click down in the description of this video, you will see a link that you can purchase it from Michaels if you are interested in it. It seems to be a little bit of limited quantity. I know some of the stores near me were out of stock, so you may have to kind of search around a little bit, but it is still available and you can find it down in the description below. So there you go. Thank you, Josh, for finding that too. All right, so we're going to continue on with putting this together. Putting it together bit by bit. Sorry, that's my, what is her name? Not Donna Summers. You know who I'm talking about. Anywho, so we're just going to match up our our ends again, and I'm making a mess because that's just what happens whenever you work with a jelly roll. It just goes everywhere, and there's just not much you can do about it. So we'll keep going. Next week, I was going to do some more hand sewing because I need to put a sleeve, a quilt sleeve, on my Halloween wall hanging. But I may have packed up my needles. I was just sitting here and I'm like, okay, so next week I'm going to do a hand sewing. We'll put together the thing. And then I was sitting here and I'm like, wait, my sewing needles may be packed away already. So we'll see what happens. I'll have to figure it out. Jackie's working on the Carnival Skyflyer sections, putting them together. This is for one of the triple bunks for the granddaughters. That's awesome. Okay. I think we're going to go this way. Judy's asking how the packing is going. It is going for sure. I did call the movers this week and talk to them. They have confirmed everything. And I also talked to my car shipping people and they confirmed everything. So everything seems to be good to go. We'll just see how I'm getting down to that point when I just need to start, it's those random boxes, right? Those random boxes of just miscellaneous things that need to get packed. And I'm pretty much down to that point of I just have the miscellaneous things that need to get packed or the last minute things. So, oh boy. Lindsay says, I'm going to keep on making the binding for my ghost quilt. Perfect time to do that. We are in spooky season. Hard to believe it. We are already there, but we are in spooky season again. And yes, spooky season starts in late August pretty much, but I mean, if Disney can start Halloween in late August, then so can I. Ian, buy new needles. Maybe, but I also have pretty much a full pack somewhere in the chaos. I have a full pack. Lindsay says, I love hand sewing. I have so much to catch up on, though. When will they invent the transporter? Man, Banana Joe. Gosh, when can I get my TARDIS? That's what I want. I want a TARDIS because that would make moving so much easier. You just fly the TARDIS in, you load all your stuff into it, and then boom. You move it to the next point, and there you go. Although if I had a TARDIS, then I could literally just live in the TARDIS. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Joyce, moving can be so stressful, especially I've never moved where I needed to be out on a certain day. I've always had overlap, a week or, even a couple of months. When I moved out of Mom's house, I had months of time to move boxes or move, I got a majority of it when I did the major move, but there were still boxes and things that were left at her house for months. So, this is the first time that it's this is when it needs to happen. It all needs to happen by this day. Becky gave you you gave my thumb pie so I don't forget. What? Gave you my thumb pie so I didn't forget. Working on a shawl, crocheting, while I enjoy your live. Hello, everyone. Hello, Becky. Good to see you. Michelle is here. Good to see you, Michelle. Right, exactly, Banana Joe. If I had a TARDIS, I wouldn't need a house. And I could just move it whenever I wanted to. Don't like this spot anymore? Boom, let's move somewhere else. Joan says, is Sunday the 15th your last live before you leave? If so, I'll have to watch the replay as we'll be traveling that Sunday. Joan, no, it is not. Next week is my penultimate live from here in Texas. If you notice the name on it, I love the word penultimate. It's one of my favorite vocabulary words. That and haberdashery. Love haberdashery. So next week is my penultimate live from here in Texas. And then the week after, it'll be a very empty apartment because there will be no furniture. I will have nothing but what I am taking in my van. But we are going to open the Open Gate Quilts box and the Ginger Quilter, both of those being the Halloween boxes, the special Halloween boxes that they put out. I have avoided spoilers and will do my best to continue to avoid spoilers, so that way you get my genuine reaction to everything. But yeah, I'll be opening those boxes on live stream and we'll just sit and chat because I will literally have nothing with me to do. I won't have a table. I will have a fold-up chair. I will have pretty much nothing. So it's all going to be opening up those boxes and sitting and chatting. Cindy, Ian, will you have some time off work to unpack? So I'm going to take a lot of vacation time on the actual move itself. I might need to take a day depending on when the movers arrive. I might need to take a day whenever my stuff arrives to help direct the movers and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to take dedicated time off for the move itself, like to unpack. I will take a day to go get my car registered, go get my new license, like all the basic things. I will have to take a day to do that. But otherwise, I'm not going to take a vacation to, unpack stuff. Unpacking isn't as bad as packing. Like the packing is the worst for me. Unpacking, so much easier. I can do that after work. Let's see here. What size needle do you use for your piecing? Tammy, I use the, what is that, the 80 size needle? It's the Smets 80 needle. Word correct. That was supposed to be thumbprint. Totally understand. I was a little lost there for a second, but that makes a lot more sense. Tabitha is working on a quilted placemat for my spoon for Christmas. They match the tree skirt I made a couple years ago. Awesome. How many fat quarter bundles does this take? I found it on Michael's website. So I am using like 2. I say 2, and I kind of am hesitant at that because I used part of one to do some other projects. When I took the postcard class when I was at QuiltCon in 2022, I used some of this to as my fabric for the postcard class. So I didn't have a complete set of 2 fat quarters. So I would say go ahead and order 2, and then we'll see how big this is gonna get. I don't truly know how large this project is gonna be. Again, I was hoping for a baby quilt, so I'm hoping I'll get that out of this. We'll have to see as we get closer to, when the quilt gets bigger, like what size it ends up being. But go ahead and order 2 and go from there. Is it Banana Joe? Oh, next Sunday. Next Sunday is Banana Joe's birthday. You'll have to remind me, Banana Joe. I thought today was your birthday. Let's get that seam going the right way. Let's see. I took a break. Mama J took a break from writing my Christmas gnome pattern, getting ready for my testers in order to watch the live stream and chat with everyone. Well, thank you for taking a break today. Shelly says, when you move, just commit to opening and putting away at least 1 box a day. That will absolutely happen, and that's what I did. That's what I did when I moved into this apartment. Is after work was over with, I committed to opening a box, getting it, settled and put away. Even if I didn't want to, I'd be like, just do 1 box. That's all you have to do. Just do 1 box. And usually it ended up turning into like 3 or 4 boxes. But yeah, that's a good way to do it. Of commit to 1 box a day, and that will force you to do it. Catherine, have you figured out voting? I have a game plan. I don't know exactly how I'm still kind of working on that, but I have a game plan in place and I'm implementing it as things become available and as, as I can. But yes, I have done what I can to figure out what I need to do, where does everything need to be, all that kind of stuff. Sun, not spoon. Okay, Tabitha, I was like, wow, a spoon quilt. I've never heard of that before. Hello, Linda. Good to see you. Nancy, you are not wrong. Nancy says, how does the move affect your voting? That has to be confusing. It has been very confusing. Like I said, I've been working on a game plan to figure it out, and, it is confusing. I think I have my game plan laid out, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. And I've also tried to set up a game plan, a backup plan, if you will. It's a beautiful, sunny, cool day here in Greater Kansas City. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is so much cooler here, Linda. I am so happy about that. I did send my quilts down to Austin, so if you're in the Austin area or are hoping to attend the Austin Quilt Show, my quilts did make it to Amy. She confirmed with me yesterday that they were delivered, plus I have the air tags in them so I can actually see. It was fun watching them on their journey from DFW down to Austin. But yeah, she did receive my quilts. They are going to be entered into the show. Super excited about that. So if you're in the Austin area, would love pictures. Amy's going to send me some pictures too, but feel free to take some pictures, post them in the Facebook group. !Facebook will get you the link to the Facebook group if you're not already a member. It is free to join. It is a free group. All you have to do is make sure to answer all the questions. Otherwise, you'll get rejected. The bot that controls admission will let you know that you got rejected because you didn't answer all the questions, and you just have to simply go back in and answer the questions and accept the rules for the group, and then you're in. So it's not a big deal. If you missed it, totally okay. I've had several people say, oh no, I messed it up, but I was able to get in, just doing it a second time, making sure to answer the question and agree to the rules. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Sorry, I love that movie. Priscilla says, late but finally here while you're still live. Good to have you here. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, a great movie. If you've never seen it, watch it. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Banana Joe says, today is my little sister's birthday. Well, happy birthday to her. Yours is next Sunday and hers, so y'all are 1 week apart, birthday-wise. Obviously, not the same year, but... Catherine, I'd hope you'd live stream any wonderful things you see along your journey. Catherine, be ready for anything. Be ready for anything, because I don't know what is going to happen. I'm hoping to stop in Paducah. I'm kind of going a roundabout way to Virginia. I'm not making it a straight shot. I have a friend in St. Louis, so I'm going to be popping up in St. Louis. And then I want to stop in at Paducah. And then I'm going to be in Nashville. And then I'm going to be on my way to DC. So, kind of a roundabout way, but I'm wanting to visit some friends, see some states that I haven't had the chance to go to yet, all that kind of stuff. I do want to go back to St. Louis. This is not going to be my only trip to St. Louis. I have a friend there that I really want to see. In fact, my friend that I'm going to be visiting is my friend who gave me Sylvia. She moved from Dallas to St. Louis. She has some family there, and she moved into a retirement home facility, not facility, a retirement community. That's the word I was thinking of. She moved into a retirement community up there. She's she's like 90 years old, and she is absolutely amazing. I love her to death. So I'm super, super, super excited to visit her and see her. And yeah, so I'll be in St. Louis. And I do want to make it back to St. Louis because I want to make it to the Arch. I want to make it to Cotton Cut's new studio. I would love to pop up on their live stream for a reveal. I've talked with them about doing that, and they love that idea. So in the future, it's not going to be the reveal for Tree of Life, because that's coming up way too fast. But it might be, maybe I'll pop into their studios for the reveal of Wild West. I don't know. That's going to be in the future. I've seen several messages go by, and I missed them. And if I did miss them, I'm so sorry. Feel free to add them back into the chat. Mama J says, from someone who has moved multiple times from state to state, all you have to do is get your driver's license changed, and they will ask you if you want to register to vote. Perfect. Excellent. LCSD also said that. Jackie says, I bought a few of the Missouri Star Quilt. Whoa. Missouri Star Quilt Company? Is that the right? I'm like losing my mind today. I'm telling you, moving is no fun. Zip up fabric storage containers that can go right on the shelves. Packed them by designer and then unpack them as needed. I'll have to check that out. I don't know if I have time to get them here. Like, I kid you not, like time is running absolutely short and it's blowing my mind. How quickly, because I made this decision back in like November of last year. November, December of last year. And that September felt like forever. Like it was going to be forever. And here we are. So Terry, please show us Paducah. I wish I were closer. I would love to shop the fabric there. I will do my best. I'm a little more shy about going live for certain reasons out in public, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if I know if I go into the Quilt Museum, I will absolutely not be able to because they don't allow that there. But I don't know if I'm going to go to the museum or if I'm going to go to Hancock's or what I'm doing. So I'll figure it out. Hey, Susan, good to see you. Susan says, hi there. The countdown has begun. So excited for you. I am extremely excited for sure. So excited. Linda, I thought I'd tidy up my sewing room real good while I get finished with the extras around here. And Lordy, all I did was turn it into a huge mess now. I haven't sewn for months. Well, Linda, goodness gracious. We need to get you back. We need to get you back sewing again. Hello from Wilmington, Ohio. Hello, Becky. Good to have you here. Chris says, I hope you have a great visit here in the St. Louis area. I am excited for that. It won't be very long. It's going to be less than a day. It's going to be less than 24 hours. It's literally just to sleep. But I'm super excited about it. And I'm super excited to see my friend. She's more family. She's not really a friend. She's more family because she wants me to. She always signs her cards and stuff to me, Gma. So she's kind of like a grandma. So she's family. She's not friend. She's family. But y'all know what I'm saying. Tabitha says, when you're in St. Louis, you'll be about 5 to 6 hours from me. I live about 1.5 hours. Whoops, I lost that comment. Where'd it go? Come on, there we go. I live about 1.5 hours north of Kansas City. Ian, you will be at the Missouri Star Quilt on their birthday bash Sunday the 21st. I will be there and I'm so excited. That's awesome. I'm actually not going to be there on that day. I'll be a few days behind that. I don't like to give specifics of where I am at, you know, internet, privacy, scary people, all that kind of thing. But I will not be leaving a few days after the Sunday live stream. Will you be? Oh, you were asking will. No, I won't. Not yet. I'll be leaving a few days later. Linda says, Virginia requires a yearly vehicle inspection if you didn't already know. Texas was like that, where they required a yearly inspection. So the thing that I'm trying to figure out is, do I need to go get that inspection before I go get my driver's license and get the title transferred over to Virginia? Like, it's all these little things of like, do I go get the inspection first? Do I go get the driver's license first? Like, how does that all work? So, you did mark the boxes. Ain't nothing worse than opening towels and finding underwear. Yes, as you can see, I did start marking boxes, and I have a spreadsheet of what is in them. I have been kind of packing boxes and then leaving them open so I can see what's inside of them. So that way, which way is this trying to go? That's going that way. So that way, like, if I can add more things to it, I can. Or if I need to see like what's in the box, I can do that as well. So, poor Ian got told off by who? Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Let's see. For a month is a long time, but the canning season wrecks my free time. Mother Nature doesn't allow me to plan better, but I miss my projects. I understand. Okay, so question, Linda, you may know the answer, and some of you others out there might know it as well. When I go to the state fair, I see a whole bunch of canned produce that have won blue ribbons, second place, third place, honorable mention, all that kind of stuff. Are they getting ribbons on appearance, like just on how they look, or are they getting ribbons based on how they taste? Like, do they open the can and sample what is inside? Like, help me understand what happens in the canning category at the state fair. I don't understand that. Let's see. Oh, you found a neighbor, Linda. Look at that. I love, some of y'all have met up, and I love that. I know, I can't think of who it is off the top of my head. I've slept since then, but somebody on a Sunday live stream was like, because of you, Ian, I got to meet up with another one of your friends on here, and we hung out, and I never would have known them if it weren't for, you know, hanging out on your Sunday live. So I love that y'all meet up and hang out, and please, like, feel free to, you know, if you find somebody on here that's close by and want to meet up with them, like, use internet safety rules and all that kind of stuff. But I love the fact that y'all find each other on here and then meet up in person. You can do the inspection after all that. Okay, Lindsay, thank you. I appreciate that. That helps me a lot. Because I was like, you have sometimes do the license and registration and all that. They will tell you when you go for the lights. Okay, cool. because I was like, I don't know if I need to go, I don't know. Will they do an inspection even if I have a Texas driver's license still? Because I would love to knock everything out at the same time, you know, like go to the Department of Motor Vehicles or whatever they call it there. I would love to knock it all out at once where I get my new license, I get the registration for my car, I get all the the title transferred to Virginia, all that kind of stuff. So Alexandra Lee says, yay, catching you live for the first time. Hello from Portland. That is just say, yeah, not Poland. The dyslexia. Welcome, Alexandria. It's so good to have you here. Wait, it is, yeah, Alexandria. So glad to have you here. So glad that you caught me live. They taste it and see if they canned it properly too. There we go, okay. He has 30 days, Donna, but if he wants to vote, he will need to do the driver's license as soon as he gets there. Although I have learned that Virginia is a same-day registration state. It is a provisional ballot. It is not an official ballot until the committee like processes it, make sure that it's a true valid ballot and all that kind of stuff. The fair checks the seal, the taste, the color, the odor, etc. Oh. Okay, Lisa's Quilting Corner says you should have up to 30 days to get your license and your registration tag after moving, but I would get your license first and then get the card done. Easier to show you're a resident of the state. Good to know. They don't go by what the jar looks like. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, Banana Joe, I say that all the time. I've slept since then. Like, all the freaking time. I've slept since then. I say it a lot on meetings, too. Because, like, somebody will bring something up that was said in a previous meeting, and I'm like, I've slept since then, sorry. The Siberian Wind says, I'm here now, just cutting and prepping next steps for my quilt. Welcome back. Tammy says, if anyone's near Tulsa, Oklahoma, I would love to hang out. Tabitha says, Ian, I'm curious when you will be at Missouri Star in Hamilton, since it's about 1.5 hours away from me. Unfortunately, Tabitha, I will not be at Missouri Star. It is just a little too far out of the way for what I'm doing this go around. I might make that a special trip in the future, but for now, I will not be going to Missouri Star for the time being, at least not on this trip. What? Linda, Tabitha, we're cattywampus from one another. Okay, I was like, what is that word? The dyslexia was getting to me, and I'm like, what is that word? And then I realized it's cattywampus. Oof, gosh, I hope I don't have to do that, Becky. In Georgia, you have to have an emissions inspection before you can get your tag and a written test for license. Oof, I hope Virginia does not make me do another written test. I don't think they do. From all the research that I've done, I don't think I need one. I think it's just, you know, transferring everything over. But, oh, Lord, I would have to study up on that test. It's been forever ago since I've taken the written driver's test. Donna says, online says you may need an emissions inspection before you can register your car. See, that's the question I was asking of, you know, can I get that done and then go to get my license and car registration at the same time? But I think a lot of people, you know, say go ahead and get the license out of the way and then you can work on the rest after you get that license done. Oh. Linda says they're as picky with canners as they are with quilts. All kinds of rules. I've never done canning, so. Cindy says, when I moved from Florida to Tennessee, I had to have a utility bill or house payment as proof that I lived here for my driver's license, then proof of Florida insurance to change my truck registration. Linda says, don't know if it's actually spelled cattywampus. Once I like said it in my head, I knew exactly what you were talking about. But it was that like, what is this word? And then when I put the parts together, I was like, oh, cattywampus, I know that word. I say that word not frequently, but I do say it. Ugh. I've gotten this all twisted up. Uh-oh. I may have done it wrong. Oh, I sure did. Did I? Oh, I did. Oh, I really did. I got this all twisted the wrong way. Shoot. That's okay. It's a jelly roll. We'll make it work, but I'm going to have to trim the ends. Oopsies. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. We'll get it figured out. Susan says, my 2 quilts at the Washington State Fair received blue ribbons and best in category ribbons as a first time entering. Congratulations, Susan. That's so great. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it. I just was like, oops, well, that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. But that's okay. We'll cut it and it'll be fine. I'll get it as close as I can and then I'll trim it and then we'll go from there. Yeah, it's like real twisted. I was like, oh, it's okay. It'll all work out in the end. And then it didn't. Speaking of the state fair, I did go to, I was able to pick up, so I picked up my non-winning entry from the State Fair of Texas. I did pick up that entry, and while I was there, I did get to see my quilt hanging, the one that won honorable mention. I did get to see it hanging. They had all the display cases filled and all the quilts hanging up. So I did get to see my quilt on display. Took a couple of photos of it, and then, so that was cool. That was really neat. All right, we're just gonna... I think I'm just gonna arbitrarily cut it, and it's not wrong, it's just different. Yeah, that's about right. We're just gonna cut it here. It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Oh, that was a terrible cut. Oh well. Ruh-roh raggy. That was not the smartest of ideas, but it's fine. I'll only lose a little bit of it. It's not a whole lot. What are we telling Banana Joe to be careful of? I missed that somewhere. What is she getting up to now? Oh boy. Laura says, my 83-year-old father moved from Iowa, lived with us in Arizona. He took his Iowa's driver's license and they gave him an Arizona license, no questions asked. Took about 15 minutes in total. So as you can see, I kind of goofed this edge a little bit. That's fine, not a big deal. It will all work out in the end, but oops. Tony, it was... So it wasn't, it was twisted, but it was also like when I would untwist it one direction, it would get twisted in another. It's fine. It's fine. But here we go. Here's what we're working out with so far. It's looking pretty good. I gotta be honest, it's looking pretty good. All right, we're going to do a little trim. Just a little trim on here, so that way it's a little more even and doesn't have the weird, crazy edge on it. There we go. All right, so let's do this again. Yeah, Tony, I would have loved to have just, you know, untwisted it and been good, but it was like you untwist this part and then this part would twist back up, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening here? Hopefully this time I got it right and everything will be better this time. We'll see. I'm actually going to run my fingers all the way down just to make sure that it's not going to be like super crazy twisted this time. You know, because I'm crazy like that. Come on. Work with me. No, we don't want to do it. No, 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 yes, yes, yes. No, 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 yes, yes, yes. What is that from? It's from a movie, I know it. It's from a movie and like the sync gets off where the guy starts saying, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. Is this the right way? Huzzah! It's right. So that's what we're going to do. I know, if I pressed it, it would make it better, but I'm lazy. Singing in the Rain, that's right. That's what it's from. I was like, there's a movie, and like the sound gets off, and the woman's lines start coming from the guy's mouth, and the guy's lines start coming from the woman's mouth, and everyone starts laughing, and it's a big disaster, and yeah. Tony says, you've never showed us a bad quilt. Well, I appreciate that. The good news is each time you do this, the scene gets a little shorter each time because you don't have to do the full length over and over and over again. That first one that you do, oh God, it's so crazy. That one takes forever. I had to go put Velcro on my daughter's mosquito net for the window today because it was long. The mosquito netting was too long. Needed a trim. Trimmy trim. Trimmy trim trim trim. It is funny, Karen. Yeah, it is. It's a really funny one. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. I do really like that song in Singing in the Rain. That's good morning, it's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. And this is why I don't do karaoke. People pay me not to sing. You will never see me audition for American Idol, that is for sure. I love Washington. Washington is gorgeous. Washington State is gorgeous. Want to make it back there someday. Portland is also, not just Portland, but Oregon in general is one of my happiest places on earth. Love going to Oregon. Bend, Oregon, honestly, is one of my favorite places to be. Crater Lake, oh my gosh. That right there, I will definitely be making it back to Crater Lake someday. Freaking loved Crater Lake. Can't wait to go back. And I want to hike down into the caldera of the volcano and get close to the water. Shelly says, I'm in Redmond, Oregon right now. Great place to be. Been to Redmond several times. Twice? Been there twice now. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, been there twice. Hey, Shelly, if you end up going to Prineville has a quilt store. The owner, Rhonda, I know Rhonda. Say hello to Rhonda for me. She should remember me, I think. But yeah, Prineville has, I don't remember the name of the quilt store, but Rhonda is the owner. She's great. Love the fabrics she stocks there. And she's just awesome. She's just awesome. So yeah. There's also in Bend, Oregon, there's I haven't been to it yet, but there was a quilt store that just opened a little while before I got there. They used to be a Bernina retailer. I went to the store closing. I don't remember the name of that store, but then another place took it over and it kept it as a quilt store, but I don't remember if they're the Bernina retailer out there or who they are. There's also the Stitchin' Post in Sisters, Oregon, which I walked by. I didn't go inside because during the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, it was so busy, like it was packed. You couldn't get in. So I didn't actually go into the Stitchin' Post, but I do hope to go back there at some point. Washington and Oregon are my favorite places ever. Oh, Ian, Bend is amazing. I love going to Bend. Crater Lake is cool, but the bugs... What's with those mosquitoes? They're crazy there. I did not have any experiences with mosquitoes while I was there, but I did read the reviews, and they said take bug spray with you because the mosquitoes are insane. So I will be taking bug spray when I go back to Crater Lake because it's interesting that the mosquitoes are so crazy there. You wouldn't think that high up, but they are. Who doesn't like Singing in the Rain? It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Susan says, when you make it up here, Ian, let us Washingtonians know so that we can all visit. Absolutely. I will definitely let you know. I think probably we'll try to make it. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show next year, but I'm going to try and go within the next couple of years. I'd love to go next year because that's the 50th anniversary, and that would be a really great one to attend. But I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. So definitely going to try within the next few years to make it back out. Shelly, I will do that. Not sure where the Model A tours go, but if we go to Prineville, I will look for the quilt shop. It is right on the edge of town for sure. Like right when you first enter the town, coming from Redmond, it'll be close to where you hit the town. Yeah, that sounds fun. There may be a tour to Sisters one of these days. That would be awesome. Cindy says, what is the first place you would want to go when you get settled in your new home? I don't know. I've kind of explored the DC area a little bit. I would love to get on the list to do a White House tour, especially if I could get on the list around Christmas time to see the White House all dressed up in its Christmas decor. That would be awesome. So if any of you have connections to the White House tour, let me know. I would love to go to Hershey Park. I've heard so much about Hershey Park, and I love roller coasters and all that. So I'd love to do that. I would love to, it'll have to be next year, but I would love to go to the beach and actually do a beach day at Virginia Beach, because I've been to the Pacific, and technically I've been to the Atlantic, but I would actually like to do a whole like beach day type thing. So I don't know. I'm excited to explore and see what's out there, because you know I've been in Texas my whole life and I know what Texas has to offer, so I don't really know what Virginia, DC, Maryland, Pennsylvania, like I don't know all the things that they have to offer, so I'm excited to explore and find out, you know, make up my own new adventures and stuff like that. Totally understand, Shelly. Totally understand. She says, unfortunately, I'm at the mercy of the tour group this week. I get that. I get that. But just letting y'all know, if anybody, this is general knowledge for everyone. If you get out to Prineville, there is a quilt shop out there with Rhonda as the owner, and then of course there's the Stitch and Post in Sisters, and then there's the quilt store in Bend, Oregon as well. Shelly has a conflict for the 2025 show. That sucks. Deborah says, hello. Was watching it on the TV, but now at work. Love you lots. Welcome to work, and hope you have an easy day. Quilt Shack. Thank you, Shelly. Quilt Shack. Prineville's shop is Quilt Shack. Yeah, Cindy, it is going to be a lot for me to explore and check out. It's going to be, and it's only a 4-hour train ride from New York, so I'm excited to, you know, take a long weekend and take Amtrak up to New York, which we have Amtrak here in Texas, but it's not like, you don't jump, like Texas doesn't really jump on Amtrak. It's not a thing, you know, but up there, jump on Amtrak, 4 hours up to New York City and go explore New York for a weekend. Kathy's got to run. Have a great day, Ian and everyone. Have a great day, Kathy. Thanks for stopping by. One day at a time, Tony. You are absolutely right. One day at a time. That is how I'm going to be tackling it all. You'll be traveling to Becca's first. Well, I am going to stay with her for a little bit while I get my feet on the ground. So, yep. I guess it was actually Rogue River, not Duchess, while whitewater rafting out there is epic. Out in DC? I'm confused. I'm very confused, Linda. I didn't know that they had whitewater rafting in DC. Oh, absolutely, Tony. You could spend days in DC and not see it all. That has actually happened because I haven't been to the African American Museum from the Smithsonian. I haven't been to the, what is that, the American Culture Smithsonian. Like, there's still many of the Smithsonians that I haven't seen. So that will definitely be a, you know, day trip to see another one. Banana Joe says, I'm jealous you guys have a lot of quilt shops. We don't have any. That is one complaint I've heard about Europe, is there's not that many quilt shops, which kind of blows my mind. Like, it seems like the quilt shop never really took off over there for some reason. We need more buses. Hey Josh, good to see you. Josh is lifting and stitching. He's the one that also found this bundle on the Michaels website. So again, if you're interested in it, you can go down into the description of this video. I linked it below, gave Josh credit for finding it, and you can go down there and order the Fat Quarter Bundle if you'd like, or order more than one if you'd like. Ian, any plans for spooky season? Not yet. I'm trying to make plans and figure out what I want to do, because I would love to do like Halloween related things, but just don't have any plans as of yet. I'm trying to find like a good Halloween party to go to in the, you know, in the Northern Virginia, DC area, but just haven't found one yet. Banana Joe says, you need more railways. We absolutely 100% do. Oh, okay, Linda. Linda was talking about Bend, Oregon for the whitewater rafting. God, that water's got to be cold because that comes from ice. I know that Bend is a big... See, I didn't know this when I first went to Bend. I didn't realize Bend is a big ski town. And that's kind of the only reason that that town kind of exists right now, is because of the ski tourism. Hey, Katie, good to see you. Class 4 rapids make your heart skip a beat. Well, rapids in general would make my heart skip a beat, so... Wow, Donna says, no quilt shops within 4 hours of my rural California town. Goodness gracious. The water is very cold, wetsuit cold, absolutely, because that's like Crater Lake. It's all snow melt, so it's very, very cold. Very, very cold. Banana Joe says, we have fabric stores for clothing, but not for quilting. That's interesting. It's really interesting to me. Josh, how are you doing today? I saw you come in there commenting once, but I haven't seen you. Is your water situation resolved and everything drying out? I hope it is. I hope it is. Dealing with water issues in the home sucks. Hey, there you are, Kathy. Good to see you. I was wondering where you were. I got to see Kathy's Smurf collection. She collects Smurfs, and she has a whole room filled with Smurf memorabilia, and it was really cool. I remember the Smurfs as a kid, but yeah, she had a whole collection, and it's super cool. She's got like Smurf. Stuffed animals, plush toys, signs. She has the full gamut of Smurf stuff. It's really cool. Shelly says it's 90 today, but yes, we have snow and cold temps up here in the winter. Where did that come from? It's a fuzzy, and I didn't know where it came from. Oh. This is the part where we just sew and 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 sew. Josh says, I've got my hand... Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fixed this week and no damage. Thank goodness. Thanks for checking. I'm glad. I'm so glad to hear that, because Josh and I had kind of messaged back and forth on Instagram, and he was worried about damage to the home and all kinds of stuff, which is never fun to deal with. Like, water damage on a home just, like, makes you sick. So glad to hear that it's turning out okay. Got my hands full stitching these 4-point stores while I hang out on YouTube with you. Excellent. I was telling everybody earlier I was going to do some hand sewing because I need to put a quilt sleeve on a wall hanging. And I was going to do that next week for the penultimate live broadcast, but I may have packed my needles already, so I'm like, uh-oh, I better figure out if I've packed them, or they may still be in that drawer. I can't see. So I'm going to figure out what I'm doing for my live stream next week. Flicky Cheeky says it's 108 here today. No, thank you. Shelly says I have whitewater rafted on the Grand Ronde River in Oregon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. It was hot, no wetsuits needed. We went from Minneam to Troy. I'm pronouncing all that wrong. It was definitely very warm in Sisters, which is funny because I think the high temperature that day was like 89 or something like that. I don't know. Good to see you, Banana Joe. Have a good dinner. So like it wasn't as hot. Like here in Texas, you know, temperatures get up to stupidly hot, 110, something like that. And so when I saw like high 80s, I was like, oh, this is going to be nothing. But it felt a lot warmer. It felt like in the high 90s, and it's something to do with the altitude and all that. So I wasn't quite prepared for how hot it was going to get. So suggestion, if you're ever going to go do the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, go earlier in the day because it's much cooler in the morning. Plus, you can actually watch the firemen put the quilts onto the stitching post. You can watch them hang those quilts. And who knows, maybe you can pick up one of the firemen. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should make sure to go there early and do, anyways, I'm being silly. But yeah. Linda says we went rafting in July, lots of high water, and it was amazing raft trip all over the area. Rogue, salmon, and Duchess. I'm guessing those are all fish? Context clues? Kim says, I'm working on a quilt that I designed. Awesome, Kim. That's amazing. So Terry says, going to work on clue 8 of Tree of Life now. I feel like a nap coming on, though. Life's short. Take naps. Josh says, you need to get one of those traveling needle kits after you're going to be traveling a bit one way. Yeah. I should have just planned better. But yeah, I should probably get one of those travel kits. Although I don't do a lot of hand stitching because I just don't like it. So I avoid it at all costs. Shelly says, we love you, Ian. You could do a live stream while packing boxes and we would watch. Well, I'm glad. We may have to do that next week. Next week, maybe. Watch me pack these boxes. We'll see. See what happens next week. Susan says, I totally understand that, Ian. With packing for the renovation, I've misplaced little bags with my Roxanne hand quilting needles. Yeah, you just... that's why I've not... I've mostly kept boxes open because I'm like, I might need something from this box. There are a few boxes that I've already taped closed because I'm like, okay, I definitely will not need anything from this box. And then watch, I'll need something from it. But I've been very trying to make sure to, you know, keep boxes accessible in case I need anything from them. So. Right, Shelly, that's good. Remember, being in the mountains, you're puts you 4,000 feet closer to the sun, and sometimes it feels like it for sure. So Terry says, great reason to go early. It is. Catherine says, maybe you can find a sailor on Virginia Beach. Maybe. Oof, goodness. Flicky Cheeky says it's supposed to stay stupid hot through Monday and then back into the 80s. It's supposed to get back into the 90s next week, and I'm like, ugh, can we not? Can we not? Oh, gotcha. Rogue, salmon, and duchesses are Oregon rivers that are great to raft. Got it. Heather says, hey all, I know I'm late, but however, I do apologize for missing the beginning. You never have to apologize. You were never late either. Look at this, guys. Woof. This is fun, isn't it? This is turning into a very fun creation. We're getting closer to... I think this next one might be it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Being very demure, very mindful while packing. Yep, exactly. Love that. Very demure. Heather, I'm loving that. Isn't it cool? I love it. Thank you, Linda. Linda says, Ian, that is beautiful for sure. One summer is plenty. We don't need 2 summers, right? For sure. Oh my gosh, so Terry, that's hilarious. So Terry says, I asked about the fabric last week because I love it. Turns out I already have it. Well, if you need more of it, you can get it through Michael's. That's hilarious that you already had it. You loved it so much you didn't even know you bought it. Thank you, Kim. Kim says it's looking good. Banana Joe, I thought you were not here anymore. Banana Joe says lurking while I'm eating carbonara. I did not pronounce that right. Carbonara. Oh boy, I don't think I would make it into Italy very far. Have y'all seen that? They're a couple on TikTok, and the guy is Italian and the wife is American, and she'll like break the spaghetti noodles in half, and he like throws a conniption fit, and he sometimes can't understand American words and all that kind of stuff. I feel like if he heard me say that, he would shake his head and be, how dare you? How dare you insult our culture? That's the power of manifesting, right, Josh? Terry liked it so much, she manifested it into her collection already. That fabric is pretty, but too light for me. Too light as in, like, the colors? I tell you, a very pretty rafting trip with excitement. That's the Royal Gorge. That is fun, 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 and so beautiful. I did go to the gorge in Oregon, which was really pretty. And so was Multnomah Falls. Really enjoyed, I think I said that, or is it Mammoth? No, I feel like it's I don't know. Pam, Ian, how do you organize your colors? Well, I don't. I typically don't organize my colors, mostly because I don't have a place to like store them on display. I had them in like my regular fabric, so like solids, prints that aren't like Tula Pink or anything like that. I put them in a drawer, and I put them in rainbow order. So if I had like Joann's fabric or solids or stuff like that, I would organize them by color, and I would go in Roy G. Biv order. But I haven't ever had a really good place to like store fabrics, so. Carbonara. There we go. Susan says, I was watching on a YouTube video and loved the pattern. I was going to search it online, and then I found I had it already. Isn't that the worst when you're like, dang it? I mean, it's great because you already have it, but you're like, dang it, why didn't I remember that? Flicky Chicky, I don't get the hate for breaking long pasta. I mean, when I cook pasta in my Instant Pot, I break it up because it's too big to go all at once, so. Multnomah, thank you. Multnomah Falls, there we go. Multnomah. As soon as I saw it, I knew it. Multnomah Falls on the Columbian River. There are so many wonderful falls on the Oregon side of the Columbia. I make that a destination always. It's so pretty. It really is pretty. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Guys, reminder, Beth is giving a 15% discount, and she's told me nobody's used this discount yet. So I'm hoping somebody will use it before the end of the year, because you have until the end of the year to use it. If you use Ian 15, because that was for my in celebration of my 15,000 subscribers here on YouTube. If you use Ian 15 on her website, you'll get 15% off your quilting needs from her. Sorry, my nose itches. Apologies. So go use Ian 15. Right, exactly, Candace. Tula and Juicy Juice have their own place. Tula, Juicy Juice, and Crimson Tate all have their own place. Guess who, Nancy? Can anyone see my comments? Yes, I can. Zaza is having carbonara tonight. I say carbonara very well. Oh boy. All right, so let's see what we got. So this looks like this is going to be it. So yeah, it's kind of smaller. It's not a full quilt per se. I don't know how to describe it because it's not. Oh, cool. Beth was on YouTube this morning. She was quilting Becca's Tula quilt. How awesome. I missed that. It's longer than 24 inches. It's like, well, I've got a keyboard in the way. There. It's like, okay, so that's 24 plus 12-ish. 24 plus 12-ish. So whoops. So there we go. I think I'm going to iron it really quickly. I'll bring the iron over and do a quick little iron on it. Isn't it pretty, guys? I love it. I think it came out good. I just got to figure out, I don't know, I might put some borders on the side to make it a little wider. Because it's a weird size. It's not a traditional size. So I think it would make a good kid quilt. I think it would make a good kid quilt or something like that. But I don't think it would not be a good adult. Ooh, God, I just about knocked down everything. I don't think it would make a very good adult quilt. So there's that. That's warming up. Spaghetti doesn't have to be cooked any one way. It's going in the Instant Pot. It's getting snapped. Yeah, I always snap it when it goes into the Instant Pot because it's just too big. It's just too big. Is that one jelly roll? It was not a jelly roll. It was actually like 1.5. What do you call that thing? Fat quarter bundle. It was like a 1.5 fat quarter bundle. Karen says, I'm barely 5 feet tall. I think that would be fine for me if you wanted to send it to me. That's funny. I could possibly make 2 baby quilts out of it. I don't remember the size offhand of how big baby quilts are, but I might be able to make 2, like split it in half and make 2 baby quilts. Somebody on here said that that's what they did with a similar type situation where they needed to. You told me you were ready to go, and now you're blinking again? Come on now. And now you say you're hot. Okay. That's hot. Anywho. Yeah, so somebody on here said, I don't remember who it was, said that that's what they did, where they split it into two and then put borders on it to make it a baby quilt. I could probably do that because it's a weird size. Okay, baby quilts are, Flicky Cheeky put it in the chat for us. It says 40 by 40 or so. Linda says I'm barely 5 feet also. That's the size I make for myself. Donna would like these ocean colors, right? It turned out really well. I do like it. I just got to figure out the right way to finish it. Gotta figure out the right way to finish it. Granted, baby quilts are floor blankets for them to chill on. Yep, that's true. That is true. It's funny because Mom said I was really an easy baby to take care of. She would go out and garden, and she would just put me down on a play mat, and I would be fine. Little quilted play mat, everything was fine. My sister, not so much. Banana Joe says it's pouring where she's at. I love throw quilts. They're about the size perfect for a couch snuggle. Car seat throws are about 36 by 36. Laura says I make donation quilts for the NICU where my daughter works, and they usually measure 36 by 40 inches square. I try to make burp cloths to match. Oh, that's a good idea. Whoops. You have used my favorite colors in that, Ian. I love, 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 love it. I'm so glad, Susan. That could be a crib-sized quilt or a toddler bed-sized quilt. Yeah. I think I may leave it like this size. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided. It's got to get quilted anyways, so that's going to be the next thing, is figuring out how to quilt it. I also have to decide, do I want to quilt this? Do I want to hand this off to a quilter? Like, what do I want to do with it? How do I want to handle that? Donna says, that fabric is all mine. Linda says, had carbs, had sugar, am a bit harebrained now. This turned out really well. I do like it a lot. I love the colors. I think they're fun. I think it's a pretty cool quilt, to be honest. Zaza says, my friend's mom tried her brother's bike to the wash line. Oh, tied the brother's bike to the wash line pole, and he just cycled round and round and round in circles for hours. That's funny. It must have been like one of those carousel wash lines that go round and round. Them's fighting words, Donna. It's mine. Janine says, it's a Jellyroll quilt. You should definitely quilt it yourself. I just might do that. Just might do that. All right, there we go. Put that over there. I know, that's what I was thinking, Joan, is she said quilted on Becca's long arm. I'm thinking that might happen. Sorry for the butt shot, everyone. You're welcome. I'm thinking that may be what happens, because it would be a good practice quilt for me to work on using her long arm. Could pop over to her place for a little bit and practice my quilting. Man, she said that she's wanted to get Pro Stitcher. If she gets Pro Stitcher, I will be over there all the time. Flicky Cheeky asks, can you dye wool batting? I don't know. Don't know. Hey, Mary. Mary Johns is here. So there we go. That's what we got. That is what we got for our Jellyroll-like thing that I made. It is an odd size, but I think it's going to make a fun quilt, fun little, it's actually pretty tall, because I'm 6'2", and it's coming up to my neck, so it's, I would say it's about, what, 5'11", maybe? Something like that. So, yeah, it's pretty fun, pretty cool. There we go. Grab my chair. All right. I like it. I've had this fabric sitting around forever, so it's kind of nice that it's finally used in a project and looks pretty fun. And whenever you do a jelly roll, you kind of cut one of the strips in half, I think it is, so that way you don't have your seams kind of right next to each other. So it does have a few places where seams are kind of near each other, next to each other, whatever, but I still think it works out well and looks pretty cool. So yeah. You could put applique, Banana Joe meant to say applique. You could put applique of fish on it for a sea-themed quilt. Absolutely. I could definitely see that being a sea-themed quilt. Although the geodes, I see the geodes, and that kind of breaks me out of the sea kind of theming, but the rest of it is very sea-themed. Thank you, Josh. Josh says it's lovely. Oh, is it 18 inches? Maybe that's what it is, Susie. I thought it was to cut half, but I forgot. Ooh, Zaza says, I missed all the lives today. Had an afternoon tea on a vintage bus touring around Edinburgh city centre. That sounds fun. Although now I know not to lift my pinky while drinking tea. That would be a nice size for someone in a nursing home or someone in a wheelchair for laps. Yep. I feel like that would work well. How do you organize the colors of this quilt to get it so evenly distributed? Pam, that is a great question. I don't know, to be honest. I think it helps that there are similar colors, like these blues. Like, I think because they're similar colors, it works out. And I also think because there were only 5 fabrics in this collection, so it kind of helped distribute it. When you have more, like, you know, 20 or something, it makes it harder to kind of do that. But yeah. Judith asks, Ian, do you use steam when you're pressing your quilt tops? I typically do. I usually use my iron dry, but I'll usually spray either water or some kind of stabilizer onto it. So yeah. Banana Joe asks, why not lift my pinky? Apparently, that was to indicate something very. How do I say this? How do I say this on YouTube? I have learned recently that the pinky up indicated that you had an STI and were showing it off to other people who had the STI. And okay, anyways, well, yeah. I don't know if that's true, 100%, but I had just recently like heard that on TikTok, and it's from a reliable source that I am like, huh. So there you go. Not necessarily naughty, but just like, would you really want to advertise that? So. Pam says, why I was asking is because I made a red and white one, tried sewing opposite colors to each other, and the white ended up in the middle. So yeah, Jelly Roll quilts are just kind of weird beasts, because you think that you're getting the colors spread out, and then all of a sudden it all ends up together, and you're like, how did that happen? So I don't know. It's weird. How it works. I know on the first Jelly Roll quilt that I did, I tried to disperse the colors out, and somehow they ended up back next to each other again. So I don't know. Mary John says, back to work. Have fun, everyone. Absolutely. You have a good day at work. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I ended up with it being so even. It just kind of did. It just kind of did. But like, see here, I have 3 of the same fabric right here in a bunch. And then we've got, I don't know. It just happened that way. So, anywho, all right. Well, I think we're going to end it here. Got this one finished. And at least the top. We still need to quilt it and do more stuff with that. Okay, so I'm bad-mannered. I don't think it's bad manners per se. It's just indicating something that you may not want to indicate, apparently. Again, this was like, we're talking millennia ago, so who knows. Anywho, so yeah, so that's what we got. Remember, next week we are going to, it's going to be my penultimate live from here in Texas. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I'm going to do some more. I know, I like the randomness. It is very, the randomness worked out well. Katie is testing a pattern for me that would make a good Jelly Roll quilt. Ooh, that sounds intriguing. It's weird because you take both ends and put them together. Zaza, it really is. It's weird how it like, it just happens. But anyways, so next week, we'll do something. Don't know what. I've got to find the needles. If I can't find the needles, we'll do something else. You may watch me pack. I don't know. And then the following week, we will open up the Open Gate Quilts and the Ginger Quilters Halloween boxes. So excited for those. So excited. Cannot wait to open those and see what's inside. I've been good. I haven't looked at any spoilers. So I'm super excited to open those. Again, don't forget, if you want to get a quilt quilted by Beth and get 15% off, use code Ian15 on her website, and you'll get 15% off. If you need a link to her website, type !Beth in the chat, and that will pull up her link to her website, and you can get it from there. So yeah, come over to Lisa's live on Sunday morning. Most of the time I'm sleeping and drinking coffee. So anyways, all right, everybody, have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a wonderful week. Remember always, I love each and every single one of you. You all are awesome, and I appreciate all of your support here on YouTube. I think that's all I wanted to say, other than normal is just the setting on the dryer, and I will see you next Sunday, everyone. Bye, everyone.